And we're going to get this kicked off. Screen. Let's move this present. All right, obviously, thank you. All right, so mid-year review 2023. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We're going to go ahead and hop right into our slides. We are going to cover, obviously, overall business as usual company stats. Year to date, we have closed 489 units sold. So big shout out to you guys, pat on the back. We are rocking and rolling. I don't think we ever felt a pinch with COVID, shifts in the market. People have asked, oh, how's everything at Team Fast moving? I don't feel like we've let a leg up. I haven't had a chance to breathe with all that we've endured. So kudos to you guys for rocking and rolling. So thus far, halfway through the year, we're sitting around 489 units sold, equating to about $329,575,35 in sales volume. So again, great job to you guys for putting in the hustle, the effort, the work, the appointments, the showings, offers, and then bringing it home. Moving right along, we are going to, okay. All right. Q1, top producers in units. Let's see. Dun, da, da, da. We have Ina, Melissa, Ronnie, Will, Roxanne, Jen, Joseph, Christina, Anna, and Will leading the way for Q1 in units. Oh, it's like Zach, I thought Zach said something. Let's see. Jen, did you want to just share with the team what Q1 looked like for you? How, you know, the year started off kind of shaky. What you did to kind of get into production, what worked for you?
Yeah, Q1 was a little scary, but I just continued following up with my clients. It was mainly because of inventory, but just following up with my clients and just like keeping them not discouraged about the market, continuing educating them and, you know, allowing them to explore different areas since, you know, the areas they were looking in was like low inventory.
Gotcha. Right. Thank you. Okay, we're going to move right along to, let's see. Here we are for top producers in volume, in sales volume. So you're going to pull up the top 10 and we're going to hit with the 7 all-stars now. So leading and coming in that pack is Will K, Will Dangler out of SAC, Sunny, Anna, Elisa, Ronnie, and Christina. Our top 3 rounding out Q1 in volume, Julie, Jen, and Oneed. I don't think Oneed is on. Julie isn't here. Jen, you just want to
Julie just hopped on a second ago. Julie.
Oh, Julie.
Julie's still at the top.
Yeah, Julie. Is she on? Is her audio working?
Come on, Julie. Yo.
Julie, oh, gotta love it. Julie, do you want to just discuss a little how Q1 went for you?
Oh, that's so cool because I literally just logged on and see my face. Q1, what was Q1? Q1 was like a lot of clients that I worked on during the winter time. So you got to work for future business in this business, I guess.
Gotcha. All right, so let's just carry over from Q4 and just clients that you were working with at the end of last year, they rolled over into the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
Well, what's your follow-up like from like, what were you telling them in the winter all the way to whenever they got in contract?
My follow-up is I literally just touch everybody whenever I go through my database. So if I set up a time and I go through my database, and if I see anybody who I haven't talked to, I just send them a message like, hey, what's going on? Do you want to look at stuff? And I do that for everybody. Doesn't matter what the last conversation is. Like, do you want to look at anything? What are you doing? And usually most people who stay silent throughout, they will stay silent. But I think for people who are closer, they'll be like, oh, actually, there's this thing I want to look at.
Gotcha. All right. What's the frequency? Like, how often are you calling your leads? Are you just looking for activity when they pop up on your radar from like Real Scout, or it shows activity on their end of like looking online? Or do you just have a dedicated time like, hey, I touch X amount of leads a week, or I make sure that, out of this list, I break it down weekly or monthly, or what is that?
I do have categories for the leads. And then I think I'm very conscious on who I put into my database, because not everyone's a lead. So if you put everyone into your database, you're just going to get overwhelmed.
Right.
So the frequency is whenever I have anxiety, like, oh my God, I'm not doing anything today. I'm just going to call everybody.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So, a few takeaways from there: being selective about who you put in your database, right? Otherwise, it's just, you just have a bunch of people there just for bodies, but no substance. So qualifying your leads to make sure that they make it into, quote, your black book for you to follow up and touch base with them.
100%.
All right, sweet. Thank you for the share. We are going to move right along. So lead resources, just so you guys know, Q1, here's kind of a percentage of like the top sources of where our production came from. 51% of our volume or units for Q1 was Sphere. It was your guys' own SOI, hence the importance of building your database, adding people to your contact list, to your books, to reach out and just kind of like, hey, letting them know. 17 were past clients. And then right up underneath that, 15% were past client referrals. So those clients that you helped purchase a home for or sell their home for were actually able to refer business back to you. And then again, 8% agent referrals. All right.
Yeah, that's really powerful. That's like 92.4% of our business on our team is organic. So that's non-paid. Well, if you count referrals to agents as a paid lead, depends, but almost 93% of our business is self-sourced. And then door knocking, open houses is not part of that list. So, I'm really excited to say that less than 7% of our team's business are online leads. Most of the mega teams selling at this, I just came out from a conference last week. So it's like a lot of people have different opinions, but most of the teams doing a crazy amount of volume. They're usually like 30-40% dependent on online leads, which is still good. But like, I'm happy it's not a significant part of our business, that we're out there grinding, we're doing the foundational stuff, hitting your SOI, hitting your share, and just doing things you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. All right, block is hot. Let's take a look and see some of our key offices that came in with units. So Oakland, not a surprise. No, I shouldn't say that. I love Oakland. Oakland, number 1, 2, Brentwood. It's hot as hell out here. 3, Hayward. Hayward's going to give the rest of the offices a run for the money. I said that before we even opened the door. So shout out to you guys out there. 4, SF in the Peninsula. And then, of course, 5, Sacramento's in the house. Maria, I see you, girl. I see that hair. All right, guys. So kudos to those offices and everybody, all around. But these guys definitely were leading the way for Q1 in production. So pat on the back to you guys. All right, let's hop on over to Q2 in units. Let's see who made the board. All right, we got Peter. I don't know if Peter's back or if he's still in Brazil, but Peter, we got Delaney, Julie, and then our lovely duo, Roxanne and Will, are also on that board. We have Ronnie, Jen, Joseph, Anna, and Christina. Let me just see if Joseph, are you on? I think he's here. Can you hear me, Joseph? Ronnie, are you here? I see.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Okay,
Don't
just
have
so
my
do you want to
video
let
though.
us, do you mind chatting with us for a few minutes and kind of letting us know how Q2 went, what you were doing, what kept you busy?
I mean, all we did honestly is like what everyone is doing, keep following up, following up, following up. Obviously leads that are willing to make a move are always going to be in touch with you. But at the same time, sometimes you don't know. So we just literally, well, Joseph had a thing when he told me he touched base 10 people a day. So I started implementing that, and every now and then you get a response, like Julie said, some of the leads would just ignore you, but not necessarily for me that they're completely ignoring me. Some of them will actually respond. Like I just got a response today, and I've been messaging him probably once a week. After 4 months, he finally responded to me and he said, I'm going to resume back next week. So that's a good thing. And he has extra income coming in. So hopefully he can get pre-approved for more. So I think, yeah, we just keep following up, following up, following up, because it's the only thing that we could do right now, especially with the current market. We know like even my July, I was like, oh my God, nothing is happening. So, but with that said, I think it's the only thing we could do is touch base, obviously keep it genuine, not too much business. I think that's really important, is to humanize how we communicate with our clients.
Right, right. And like, I know, obviously there's the common theme of touching base, but it doesn't necessarily mean that there's only one form of communication, right? You might drop a text, you might send an email, maybe you do a phone call, or, bringing them into your circle so that they're aware of what you have going on and what you're working on.
Yep. And also sharing your own experiences. Doesn't matter if this doesn't have to be business all the time. It could be just checking in and sharing, hey, I traveled over here,
Right,
and stuff
right,
like that.
right. Okay, awesome. Thank you for the share. Okay, cool. We are going to move right along, and we are going to look at top producers, our top 10 producers in Q2 for volume. So rounding out our Fab 7, we have Ina, Nick, Julie, Anna, Ronnie, Delaney, and Joseph. And then coming in for our top 3, our boss babes, Jen, Christina, and Jung Hee. I don't think Jung Hee is online. Jen, I'm going to pass the baton to you to just kind of, again, just touch base and let us know in comparison to Q1, Q2, do you see an uptick in leads, business, people getting back to you? What's your take on the market and rounding out Q2 on the leaderboard once again?
The market is very similar from Q1 to Q2, but honestly, I would say the difference between, I would say, last year versus this year is my partner agent. So this year I've been partnering a lot more. So thank you to, my partner agents aren't here, and like trusting me with their clients, and also like my mentees as well. I'm heavier on the listing side, so that's a good thing, because we're creating inventory for our buyers. So I guess those are like the big differences in my business.
Sweet. Kenny, do you want to add anything on Q2 or anything? All right, that must be a no from Kenny. All right, so we are gonna move. Congratulations.
Oh, sorry, guys. I heard something else. Yeah, I mean, it's always. I got back in production this year too. I think I'm on my 7th, 8th deal. So, it's really important to get the listing opportunities, I realize, and being seen in the marketplace, because every listing would generate more business, right? I've seen that firsthand. Like, for example, we took a San Jose deal, which I don't know, they had like second round of Vanessa said like 37 groups came by. She got 14 contacts, 4 people on the right, but we were actually ratified a couple of days before that happened. And then Kosi ended up bringing a buyer in. So our team do agency that deal. And then now we're going to door knock that listing to go get something else. So you got to really create the momentum in your business. And I've seen it also what more recently, Sunny and Cyrus just signed a really big listing. They did open house in the Rinda thing. They picked up a seller in 21st Avenue, so that for 118, and then they door knocked the neighborhood. And yesterday, just picked up their listing that will probably sell for $1 million. And I saw Julie and Kun yesterday in the office that they recently had a listing that was a little smaller, a fixture. But they door knocked the neighborhood and picked up a bigger listing. And then as you're doing that, you're able to kind of build your listing. You're being seen in the neighborhood. The agents who want to get listings, I mean, you can sit at open house and wait for people to come to you all day, or you can go out and go get the business. So you go out and you meet people. And then when you do get the listing, then now you're creating more opportunities for your team. You can start building in more partnerships. So that's the thing I've seen the team that's done really well. Like we're able to create a lot of momentum and maximizing and leveraging the deals we have. Like when I was at Climb Real Estate, I think 98% of my deals were with someone else. And my time with Climb, kind of how we built this company at Fast Real Estate based on things I did at Climb. I probably partnered up with like 15, 16 different agents at Climb, which is unheard of, but I learned a little bit from everyone. And during that time, if you have a listing and a sale, that means you get double the social media posts, you get double the stories, you get double the MailChimp, you double the postcards, double the sales, double the reviews, double the connections. So, that's really how you build a really big business. You need to milk every single deal you have and try to maximize that whole thing. That includes some things that we haven't done recently too. And some listings, like listing videos, sold videos, hand keys videos. So with the low amount of inventory that's happening with 40% on the average less inventory, everything you do, you need to try to find out how you can completely just make it look like you're so busy to your audience and use that listing or use that sale to get as much business as possible. I think we see that pretty frequently with some of our top agents.
Thank you. All right, folks, we are going to move right along. So Q2, we do see a slight change, a drop in one and an uptick in another. So top sources for Q2, 39% as opposed to Q1 were from your sphere, where Q1 it was 50. But past clients, so again, kind of maybe doubling down on what Kenny said, maximizing whatever business you have, whether you're in one transaction or you're in 5 or 10, make that your superstar transaction, all of your transactions like that, like the bells, the whistles, all of that. So we see that uptick from 17% in Q1 to 30 here for past clients. And then again, just a tiny hairline of a drop with past client referrals, but what did increase were agent referrals. So in Q1, we were at 8, this rounding out Q2, 13%. So again, people are seeing you guys, they know who handles what markets, referring you guys business. And then Ojo creeped up on the board with about 8% of Q2. So Dan, you're on the call. Did you want to just quickly highlight or talk about OJO and how we're doing and what you're seeing on that side?
I'd love to highlight Ojo and OpCity and kind of all of the online lead sources, of course. Yeah. Because we're actually doing better this year compared to where we were last year for Ojo and OpCity in particular, which is amazing because our first half of the year last year obviously was like one of the best markets ever. And the first half of this year was like one of the worst markets ever. But people are getting more closings. I think we were like 80% of where we were at for closed volume for OpCity now compared to last year. So or compared to the total of last year. So really it's that building the pipeline of everyone who has been working those leads is starting to see a lot more success, and getting the momentum going and building up in those platforms has really started paying off for people who have been digging deep into those lead sources.
Right. And yes, Dewey, I'm with you on that. Shout out to Dan for handling all that and a bag of chips. So kudos to you. For those
Dan, what was not Ojo but on Zillow? We had a meeting with them last week. What was percentage of closings after a certain month?
Yeah.
Months. So I think it's really important to let people know that's how it works with online leads and also regular business.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll see if I can remember some of these numbers. So this is for Zillow specifically, but I think this generalizes to a lot of the lead sources. Of the leads that came through this year, 2023, from the Zillow lead sources, the average time from contact to contract from when they came in to when we actually got them in contract was 23 days. So the leads that are coming through now were super hot and ready to go. But our average time for all of our closings was, I think, 245 days. So more than like 55% of all of the closings that we got so far this year were leads who came in more than like 8 or 10 months ago. So there's like two big buckets of business. So the people who are coming in right now and are really fresh, and then the long-term nurture, we're getting a lot. The majority of our business right now is coming from those long-term nurture leads.
Yeah, and then the average number of touches was like 12 or 14 or something, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so you have to text, meet, call, email your client at least 14 times on average to go get a deal. So a lot of people are giving up after like 4 calls and they don't pick up.
And that was a really good one, Kenny, too, because it was like, if you get them on the first call, your chance of success are really high. But if you don't get them on the first call, then you need on average 14 touches to get them the next time. So like if you don't get them in the first time, you try once or twice, you got a lot longer to go than that.
Right.
Yeah, so some suggestions I've seen recently through training is like some of the top converters just in business in general, like you picking up clients for open houses. That's the top agent that you're trying to book them for a quick call or disclosures review or buyer consultation that night. And I know you guys are trying to take your summers off, but you really want that business. We're at the open house. It can be 4 o'clock. Like, hey, why don't we hop on a 15-minute call at 7 o'clock tonight? And that's how you'll win them over and stand out amongst all the other open houses they went through that day. Or you decide to call them tomorrow, so it's 3 or 4 other agents too.
Another interesting stat on this that they shared for Zillow too was Zillow surveyed all of their customers, and I think it was something like 70% of their customers thought that the agent that they were connected with, and I think this applies for Zillow, Opcity, Ojo, Redfin, any lead source, 70% of the home buyers thought that the agent that they were connected with was in a call center somewhere else in the country. It didn't realize that they were a local agent. And so what people are doing to kind of tap into that is like immediately letting them know that like, yeah, no, I live in this city. And even better yet, doing a video of like, hey, yeah, I'm in Oakland. Like you can see it in the background to let them know that you're a local agent, because most people think that you're in a call center somewhere.
Good tip. And for those that don't know or might be interested, they obviously have their certain requirements, but if somebody wanted to tap in or get put on the wait list or consideration for OJO, Opcity, whatnot, what's the best way for them to do so? And then do you want to remind folks that about the training that is available to them through Rise?
Yes. Okay. So Opcity, easiest lead source to get onto in terms of the requirements. You have to go through the 30-day onboarding process checklist, make sure you're hitting online leads 101, 102. And then like Molly said, there is the Rise training and coaching program that pretty soon that's going to be a requirement to have access to Opcity leads to go in and access that. That is a program that Kenny pays for. It's coaching that is exclusively focused on Opcity and Ojo. We have agents who are doing millions and millions of dollars of volume each year from those lead sources. And this coaching program will teach you how to do that. If you check out the team calendar, Thursdays at 10:30, there's a little link there. I'll actually drop it in the chat box right now, but there's like 20 courses a week of all sorts of different content for how to convert online leads effectively.
Yeah.
And then for Ojo, for getting on that wait list, Ojo has a requirement that you have to have closed at least 8 sales in the last 12 months now. And so if you're at that point or want to talk about like getting up to there, shoot me a message on Slack and we can kind of talk through getting on the wait list for that, because they did fix the number of people that we can bring onto the team for Ojo. Same with Zillow Flex, but Opcity is still really easy. You just get through the initial team requirements.
Yeah, with interest rates going down, expecting a dip too, there's going to be a surge of buyers entering the marketplace because there's going to be more inventory coming in. So you want to be prepped and kind of get the ball rolling on that is something you want to pursue. Because you can't, it's not an immediate turn on switch. So you want business, starting getting leads just to say in August, September to do closings in November, December, then you need to start that process right now.
Yeah. And then that information and reminder for Rise and the Opcity Ojo, that is also included in our newsletters that go out. But even if you are not on these programs, it doesn't hurt to kind of tap in to learn about best practices for leads, period, whether they're online or in person. So if you don't have a rhythm, if you don't have any kind of script or, what do I say? How do I counter this objection? How do I discuss this? Hop in there, see what they're talking about, hear from other agents, what's working for them, and then apply it to your own sphere, your own leads, and it doesn't matter if it's not coming from OJO, but at least, elevate your game. And that's just another way and another tool to tap into to say, okay, what are they doing that I'm not doing? Or what can I use and apply to help me, regardless if you're in or have joined OJO, Opcity, or Zillow, right? If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. All righty. So moving on. Thanks, Dan, for the share.
I just wanted to add one quick thing about maximizing your sphere.
Ooh,
So there's a lot of members of our team who are making crazy money, getting crazy clients doing one thing. They're making a bunch of content. And I just want to remind you guys, we have free editors. So whether you're shooting in the fast booth, whether you're shooting in the confines of your own home, whether you're going out, recording the coolest restaurant in your city, touring a house, whatever, just want to remind you, we have editors who are ready to take on your projects. I've seen the queue has been a little light lately. That's bananas. People pay thousands of dollars sometimes a month for editors. I just want to remind you guys that is a resource you have. So don't be shy about getting creative. If you see a really sick house, go tour it, bring out your camera, keep it as smooth as possible. And you've got a tour video that very well could generate some leads for you. You can go out into the cities that you cover, that you service, get some videos of restaurants or cool areas or parks. So don't be shy. I know a lot of people on this team who are making a ton of business happen because they're consistent on social media. So just wanted to remind you guys, I'll drop the link for the editor submission form in the chat. They are free.
Also, I got to piggyback on that too. Like a lot of our top producers in general, as soon as you get busy, you stop doing the things that work for you because you're really busy doing showings, and managing clients and closing. But then you have no escrows, and you're starting the process over again to do the marketing, the prospecting, the videos, the lead gen, and then you get busy, and then with business, and then it falls off again. So many agents have this roller coaster ride of business throughout the year. If you want to be consistent, you really need to time block everything that you do. You need, even though you have a lot of clients right now, you still got to do the things that got you those clients, even when you're extremely busy. Otherwise, you're just not going to be consistent in your business. And then it gets, it's hard to manage life and finances, all stuff like that.
yeah. Thank you, Patrick, for that. Again, free. All right, moving right along. Okay, if it wants to work with me. All right, again, Q2 block is hot. I think there's a little bit of a switch up for who made the board for QT. I mean, for quarter two. All righty, so Oakland up there. Fairfield number 2, Sacramento coming up from 5 in the first quarter. So they're sitting in third. Stockton is on the map, and then again, Hayward. So again, shout out to these offices and the agents for bringing in that production for those cities and surrounding areas. All right, this one is super cool. So we have our 50 plus club, and the folks that are on this list have in their lifetime with Team Fast done 50 or more deals. So let's see who the summertime stunners are. Oh, all right. So we have Mauricio with 51. We have Viv with 55. Kevin Bowie with 55. Peter, 58. Kane coming in at 60. Julie with 61. Will at an astonishing 67. What, this makes his second year? It's his second year, I think, in the business. Christina, she's our silent killer, at 76. Dewey, 84. And Roxanne, sweet 89. Shout out to all you guys for just killing it. Literally, Peter, I mean, I remember when he joined the team, Eric, when he started, Will, especially when he started, when he was still taking his test, he was at that stage. So, Karina, you want to say anything about any of these folks on here? Because I know you had a hand in a lot of their early success and foundation that has allowed them to just consistently move and navigate these waters strategically, transactionally. Did you want to say anything about these folks?
I take no credit, but I love seeing them win every single time. I like definitely, keep tabs and love watching those numbers just go up, 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 go babies.
All right, look at all those smiling faces. Okay, so shout out to all of you guys. Keep it moving, keep it grooving, and there are a lot of you guys who are just right underneath Mauricio. So, hopefully we keep the needle moving, and, we still have another 6 months. So let's just see how we shake up this board. Moving right along, our 100+ club. So obviously these are going to be folks that in their lifetime with Team Fast and Deals have had 100 or more deals. Dun, 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 dun. Moving right along. Jen at a whopping 127. So Jen, obviously I'm going to give the board to you, just because we love hearing from you, and I'm going to put you on the spot. But you are in this category all by yourself. Roxanne's kind of on your tail, so I can see by maybe the end of the year, Q1, her joining you up there. But big congratulations to you. I remember your paralegal days and all of the packages and your, love for mugs and everything. Karina, what is it? Everything. Jen, you know what I'm talking about. Everything came from that brand, but it's amazing to watch your growth, all your grit, hustle, hard work. Like, yes, every time I see that, I always think of Jen. Does she have this mug? Does she have this platter? Does she have this? Yes, so congratulations to you. I'm going to turn the floor over to you, but just outstanding, simply outstanding.
Yeah, so they're referencing Ray Dunn. She was a local artist. So back in the days, I used to be a string couponer and pottery collector. So I was slinging pottery and going to thrift stores and stuff. And now I'm just playing houses. So, well, thank you. Karina, I know you never take any credit, but I think we wouldn't have been able to do this without you, and still would not be able to do this without you and the rest of the leadership team. And of course, again, my partner agents, thank you for trusting me with your clients. My clients, so I started noticing a lot of my business is now referrals, SOIs, and past clients. So I thank them for continuing trusting me. But yeah, I don't know what else to say, because you guys know I don't like being on the spot.
I know. I was and I always get on Elias when he does that to people, and then I just did it to you. So my apologies. Gosh, Elias, they don't stop calling on them, and that's his thing. But yeah, I just wanted to give you the floor. It's just it's amazing. I'm I know we were celebrating 100 not too long ago, and you just keep setting that bar. But let's see who joins you by the end of the year, because I think some of them are going to be hot on your tail. But
it's tough this year. You guys are making me work extra hard this year. I'm surprised I'm on the board. But next is 100 road to 100 million in volume. So hopefully I can hit that this year.
Yeah, awesome. Big congrats.
Thank you.
Let's see. I think that is it for just mid-year stats. Again, just keeping everybody on their toes, letting everybody know kind of where they stand. Where you are in your business. You see the folks on the board, how close you might be to bumping somebody out of their space, creating that friendly competition, but also reaching across the table, fostering collaboration, networking, showing up. We laugh and say it's a cliche, but Dewey says it best, you got to show up. Right. Before we wrap up the meeting, as I breezed right on through this. Elias would still find another 20 minutes, but I just wanted to open up the floor. Kenny, Karina, if you guys want to share anything. I know it's not our usual.
We want to see everyone at the Cook Fest barbecue picnic. I don't know what's the appropriate term these days.
The cookout.
On the 27th next week in Hayward.
Are we not going over the last week's people who got into contract in this meeting?
I can't see who that is. We will do that at the next week's meeting. So everybody that would have been featured on this meeting, it'll be similar to how we did for 4th of July. We didn't have that meeting, so everybody was on the following slide. So yes, that'll be at next Tuesday's meeting. And sorry, because I couldn't see who that was, but I hope that clarified for you. Antonio, not the Cook Fest. Yes, so I will drop an email today as a reminder. It is in our Team Fast exclusive channel. If you could please just do us a favor and just RSVP if you're going to come, bring your family, bring your kids, your spouse, significant other, whatever it is. Next week, Hayward on the 27th from 1 to 5. Anybody have anything for a closeout before we wrap it up? I think I made record time with this meeting.
Not exactly. Tom Ferry, we will be streaming at office. I think 2 offices, Oakland and SAC. I think
we are currently only open for now. We're debating on the rest of the office. We're gonna see if we get a head count.
Yeah, we can get a good RSVP. We can do the live stream, but I know some of us actually want to go in person this year. I know it's been if there's like one conference I think a newer or experienced agent should go to each year, and they can only go to one, it should probably be the Tom Ferry conference. It's a wide range of material. I don't know, 5,000-6,000 people out there, really good for networking and fun. So I haven't been out there for a couple of years. I used to go every year, but a couple of us, I think Mauricio and I forgot who I was talking to last week, wanted to go out. So we might be able to get a good group of us going to Dallas, Texas. I think,
it's in Dallas. So just if you guys have never gone to Tom Ferry in person or in the office, we do stream that. Just so you know, it is an early start. Obviously, Dallas, they are ahead. So it is a 7 a.m. start. But I think a good core, you guys went one year, right? Like a good group of you guys went?
Yeah, I think maybe like 10 of us went. We had a blast out there, learned a lot too.
All right, cool. Thank you, Peter. Kenny dropped the link in there. Thanks, Dewey. Yeah, so 2019. So hey. Yeah,
we do it on big Airbnb. Maybe what we'll do is need your help, Molly. Maybe create a separate Eventbrite. We should create an Eventbrite for offices, but then create separate Eventbrite for in person, so we can collect names and maybe we can plan out a big Airbnb out there.
Okay. All right. You heard it from Kenny. So if you're thinking about going, it is August 22nd to the 25th, I believe. So some of you guys are going to just be coming back from Cabo. And then who knows, might turn around and head out to Dallas. But we'll drop an Eventbrite for in office, and then drop one for those of you that are possibly thinking about attending in person. And depending on what that looks like, maybe we'll do an Airbnb for those folks going. So yeah, check in with Southwest, see what those rates look like. But again, everybody have a kick-ass week. Thank you for tuning in. As always, you know where to find us in leadership for any questions or concerns. Have a blessed day, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Okay, bye.